Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is week 3 in trying to really lose my regain. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is a weight loss surgery, back in October of 2016. At the time, I weighed 265. That was my high weight starting weight. I am 5'8". I am now 33 years old. In the first 14 months, I lost 100 pounds. I reached my goal weight. And in the time since then, now I'm almost 4 years out, I've gained, basically I want to lose 40 pounds. I reached 165 when I started this regain loss series 3 weeks ago. I was 209. That was my highest regain weight. So if you recall, last week I told you guys I was going to Nashville to celebrate my mom's birthday. She had a wonderful time. It was really nice. Yeah. The thing is, I think when you have weight loss surgery, when you decide to start focusing on having a healthier life, it's exactly that, right? It's having a healthier life. It's not necessarily about always tracking and counting and measuring and weighing everything. So when you have a huge milestone birthday for one of your parents, you're not going to weigh and track all your food. You're just not. And you're going to eat out and you're going to make healthy choices. And you're going to eat in moderation, but you're going to enjoy your life. And that's exactly what I did this past week. And not that I always plan to have excuses, right? Because there's always something, right? Like, oh, it's this, it's that. But this was a really important event. I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just telling you my perspective on why we even try to lose weight in the first place, right? It's because we want to live longer. It's because we want to enjoy time with our families. It's because we want to be healthy. And I think part of enjoying time with our families and being healthy and having a long life is enjoying special, important moments. So my weight stayed about the same this week. I'm not really going to focus on that. I am super in the mindset, ready to hit the ground running. And I feel really, really good about this week coming. But what I wanted to talk about are two kind of mental realizations that I had this week. First of all, is about negative self-talk. Now, this is a term that kind of floats around in the community a lot, and people encourage you not to talk negatively to yourself and not to focus on things like that. And this never really resonated with me because I thought I never really had negative self-talk. I think I didn't fully understand what that meant. I thought negative self-talk meant calling yourself you're dumb and you're worthless and you're never going to find love and you're a horrible human being. And I was like, I don't ever say that to myself, so I must not struggle with negative self-talk. That's just not a thing that those thoughts never go through my mind. But recently I realized that we have to be careful of the things that we say to ourselves. So while I was on vacation, I was really enjoying myself, like I said, spending time with my mom and my husband and really just making good memories, And then I had this thought of this is really hypocritical of me. If I really cared about my health, I would have pre-packaged food or brought food with me that was weighed and measured. If I really cared about my health, I would, be tracking and I would be weighing myself every day. And I guess when I say it out loud, it does sound kind of silly, but this was a thought that went through my mind of how hypocritical of me to say I really care about my health and then to have 5 days of not tracking, not weighing or measuring my food and just kind of eating whatever was presented in moderation. And then I realized, whoa, I think that being a hypocrite is the worst possible thing anybody could be. I am calling myself the worst thing I think anybody could be called. That is negative self-talk. Because it's not true that I don't care about my health. Of course I care about my health. I've cared about my health for as long as I can remember. Of course I want to be a healthy person. People who don't care about their health aren't thinking about how to improve their lives and improve their relationships with their family and improve their relationship with food and all this, right? Which I think about all the time. So of course I care about my health. But here I was telling myself, if I really cared about my health, I wouldn't go to a restaurant without looking at the menu in advance. If I really cared about my health, how hypocritical of me. Then I realized this is negative self-talk. I am calling myself what I consider to be the worst possible name that you can call anyone. So when I had that light bulb moment, it really made me just kind of step back and realize, first of all, why am I doing this? I'm doing this on some level to like motivate myself into action. I'm motivated, and I think when I had this realization, that's why I realized that this week was going to be a really, really good week, because I am motivated. But I don't want to motivate myself with like this negative language. So I just invite you to consider what you might be saying to yourself, and maybe you don't think that that's like traditional negative self-talk. Maybe you're not calling yourself fat or ugly or stupid or worthless, but maybe you're calling yourself names, or you're comparing yourself to things that you think are really bad. And I don't know if this resonates with anybody else, but this is just a light bulb realization that I had this week that I thought I would share. So something to keep in mind going forward. Secondly, another just like light bulb moment that I had is that as an athlete, and I think a lot of you out there, maybe you're not a competitive, like maybe you're not competing in any kind of athletic event. Maybe you are, maybe you're a runner, maybe you're a swimmer, or maybe you just like working out and you're into fitness in that way. I think this probably is universal among people who are really into athletics and fitness. A lot of times we become focused on telling ourselves to like power through, right? Or maybe not necessarily like push through the pain, because if you have pain, maybe you're doing something wrong, but like, oh, this is hard, but you can get through it. Or, you know, I myself have said on this channel so many times, what's the worst that could happen? I'm running on this treadmill. I absolutely hate it, but I'm not going to die, so just keep going. I hate it, but you can't focus on I hate it, because then you'll never do it. Instead, you focus on like what the good things will be later, and, you know, the benefit of what you're doing. My point is, I think especially as athletes, we learn to tune out these emotions of, I hate it, this isn't fun. You know, all the time we say like, it isn't fun while you're doing it. Maybe it is, I don't know. For me, like swimming is always fun, but like running is never fun. But afterwards, I'm glad I did an Ironman, you know what I mean? So maybe you learn to tune out like, I hate this, or this isn't fun, or this kind of hurts, or this is uncomfortable. We learn to tune those out, and instead we just like focus on other things, which is good and productive and effective when you're doing athletic things, but it's not good and productive and healthy in the rest of your life. And I have realized that I'm not very good at checking in on my emotions, where I am, how I'm feeling. You know, last week I was super stressed, and I've conditioned myself to just like push it aside, instead of like thinking about why I'm stressed or actually feeling what that feels like. And so that's something I'm kind of starting to work on. I think the first good place to start is to feel how you feel physically, which honestly, before weight loss surgery, I had never thought about. I had never thought about how I felt physically. If, you know, I felt full, I felt bloated, I felt strong, I felt lean, I felt sore. Like, these were never ever thoughts that crossed my mind. And then post weight loss surgery, you kind of learn to think about that all the time, right? Because those are indicators of things that might be going well or going poorly. But again, I think when you become like conditioned to a lot of athletic and high performance, physically strenuous things, again, you learn to tune out things that might be negative because you're focusing on the future. But in the rest of your life, in the rest of the things that make up you outside of athletics, I think it's important to I think it's important to check in actively on how you're feeling emotionally and physically, and not push it aside. not, if something sucks or if something hurts or if something's stressful or painful emotionally, don't push that aside. Don't power through. Address it and think about why and let yourself feel it. So really this is advice for myself, but again, I thought I would share in case this resonates with anyone else, because they really were kind of light bulb moments for me this week. So I hope you're all doing well. If you want to chat about this in the comments, I'm happy to chat with you, but I know this is going to be a really good week, and I am sharing that hopefulness and positivity with you. I hope you're all treating yourself kindly. Think about the words that you say to yourself and let yourself feel the things that you're feeling. It's okay, and you're strong, and you will come through on the other side. But if something's not feeling right, let that sit in. Let that seep. Let that be a part of your day. And then I think it's a healthier way to process it and move on, rather than just like pushing it aside, because then you're never addressing things, and that's not good. So I hope all is well. Thanks for listening. I will talk to you soon.